The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen.
Well, obviously, they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead, now, they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. On 2nd down, Johnson. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive.
Come on, come on.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. He's going to sling this deep downfield. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He'll go over the middle to Reed, complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A really nice gain of 25 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Let's go! Ryan 38! Ryan 38!
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Black forced out to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Leonard Williams breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. 1st and 2nd down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. From the gun, Black. Flush to his right. And the pressure gets to him again.
But this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say, when you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool the defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Oh, and now he bowls him over. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Bears take over. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. He'll rifle this one deep right side, and that's caught inside the 30. It's a big-time play there for the Bears. 41 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now Trubisky on 1st down. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free. 2nd and 10. It's Trubisky again. And now nothing but green ahead of him. He's at the 30. And he will score. Touchdown, Washington. A long way to go in this one. I'm sure that's not the only score we'll see today, but to jump out like that, very good.
Yeah, everyone wants to set the pace. You know, in a game like this, you want people chasing you. You don't want to be the team chasing them. That's exactly what they did.
Hopkins with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring, moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 26. Back to the air, Trubisky after the pick 6. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Switch. Move. Hurry.
Johnson on the counter. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing, often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Lock in, lock in.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And not much doing. He'll get this only up to about the 36. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis back with you as it's Bears football here to begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first.
For those vertically challenged quarterbacks, here's a time where they will tell you it's an advantage to be a little bit on the smaller side, able to duck in behind their offensive line and stick the ball across the imaginary yellow line for a first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Lock in, lock in. Ran, tough.
This time, Trubisky will throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and short.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
We're go, let's go. Set up. 180. 83's me. 83's me. Kill. Hey, turn it up. Right there. 54, right there. 54 Mike. Hey, man. Watch the boot.
Off the play fake. Here's Trubisky. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. That's good for a 1st down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch in the playoffs. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
180. Ran, tough.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. Ryan Anderson, he's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. From the shotgun is Trubisky. Completion left side to Miller. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Burton. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a 1st down as well.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Now Trubisky to throw. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Robbie Anderson from 19 yards away. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. Parkey with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it on the first drive.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
To throw on second down. Black buying time to his left. Now he'll got his man complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And that one results in 35 yards. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. Making the play defensively, Carl Lawson. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Flex round! Flex round! Ohio! Ohio! Flex round! Flex round!
Operating from the gun. Black eluding the pressure right. And this is going to be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Now it's Trubisky. Screenplay. Johnson. A huge play there on the screen pass. 41 yards.
So what's the old expression that quarterbacks like to use when they decide to throw the football? I'm looking for either a touchdown or a check down. And he took the check down on that play, and it worked almost to perfection.
Right there, 55. Check. 18. Lock in. Red, up.
On first down, Trubisky. He's going to float this one deep right side. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect. So 1:56 to play in this first half. Back with more NFC playoff action after this. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
Blue.
2nd and 10 now. It's Trubisky rolling to his left. Throw left side complete. That's Burton. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And not much running room. Down to the 32. The Redskins looking for another timeout, and they get it. As they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So they'll pass on what would have been a 49-yard field goal attempt, and they're going for it on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. Flushed out right. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Fabian Moreau.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Flex round! Flex round! Come on, let's go! Grand 38!
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Airing one out for Crowder. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. Jordan Reed was the intended target, and now it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Grand 38! Flex round! Flex round!
From the gun, Black. It's caught. Nelson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Last week in that wild card win, only 1 catch, and now he's got his first catch here, and it's good for a 1st down.
Ohio! Ohio!
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the 1st half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Flex round! Flex round!
Back to the air on 2nd down. Black. Dancing. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. And now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this 1st half. The Redskins on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 17.
Ohio! Ohio!
Operating from the gun. Black. It's caught. Reception by Holmes. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Onto the field now come the Bears. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Hey, gotta go.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And an alley to run. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. On second down, here's Trubisky. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play, as we'll get a timeout. As the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky. Now Trubisky. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Crowder now to return. So a change of possession here on the punt. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. So out now come the Redskins. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A final shot before break. Black. And his throw here's incomplete. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. 2nd half action back underway. This fielded at the 2. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Looking to throw, Trubisky on 1st down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Burton. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
the speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
The 1st down carry here for Johnson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Tackled there by Monte Nicholson.
tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They go to Johnson again. And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on third down. They go play action. Trubisky, and he's going to be grabbed and pulled down.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
They're going on fourth down. It's Trubisky. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Monte Nicholson picks him. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. They were looking for Johnson that time. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days. Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
The Redskins on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. From the gun, Black. Jordan Reed has it. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. They'll run it now out of the gun. And some room to maneuver. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10, right at the 40.
Let's go! 190! 190! Ohio! Ohio!
Looking to throw. Black. He's going to wind up and air it out. And this is taken in for a Redskins touchdown. Paul Richardson, 40 yards. And the Redskins are able to strike for 6. A sensational one-handed grab in the end zone for the score. Looked like you at the Davis Turkey Bowl every year in the backyard in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, you're so kind. That's definitely in my mind. But how about this? They always tell guys going after the ball, the receivers especially, you got to have a single-minded obsession to go get it. How about going up with a single hand and making that happen? I don't know if it gets much better than what we just saw there.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Now, he's got a man complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Give him 30 yards there. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
Lock in, lock in. Behind,
They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
Sometimes we wonder about play calls, but this one made perfect sense to me. He's got the only touchdown that they've scored in this game. Tried to get it to him again on another deep ball.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Trubisky. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the... And this is caught. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A Hall of Fame coach once said, there are no medals for trying. And that wasn't a trying effort, was it? That was a winning effort. How about that great catch?
Excellent. They know, hey, you lose this game, you get a ding or two. You got 7 months to heal. They're going to go all out. They come out here in the eye.
Lock in.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Kerryon Johnson punching it in from a yard away. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. Parkey adds the extra point. And we are tied at 14. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Redskins offense now, they get set to take over here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Throwing to start the drive. Black. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Was trying to extend the life of that play, wasn't he? Got out of the pocket, ended up scrambling off to his left, trying to find anyone open downfield to try and make a big-time play.
Thought he had an opening there for a second, but that window closed pretty quickly. Throwing again. Black. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
The Redskins on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be 3rd and forever. Operating from the gun. Black. Able to find his running back, Geis. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's 4th down. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. They'll try and sneak it here. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll hand it down to Geis. It was the linebacker Leonard Floyd on the stop. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Looking to throw on second down. Black, flush to his right. Caught on the right side, Reed. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It'll be a loss of a yard, and all of a sudden here, it's third down.
Here we go. Span 38. Span 38. Ohio. Ohio.
From the gun, Black. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Here's Jackson. Back now here on EA Sports. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 24.
We got three. Red, up. Check your hot read. Switch. Blue. Check.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
3 down. Lock in.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. The Bears on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Blue.
Out of the gun, Trubisky being chased out left. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down. A good pickup there, a 22. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now a handoff, Johnson. They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now a first carry for their fullback. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. The Bears on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 8.
Hey, we got 3. Stop! 180! Like my 5. Hey, 18.
Trubisky will throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now Trubisky on first down. Throwing the slant pattern here complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Here's Trubisky. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Robbie Anderson, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bears have broken the tie.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His second touchdown of the game, and they lead. And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive. As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
On first and 10, Black. Escaping the pressure, and a big loss here as he's taken down. This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one. After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's second and a country mile. Back to throw. Black. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to send this one deep right side. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it. They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is third and long. Looking to throw. Black. Flushed out right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it. One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right? It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead. They begin the drive with Johnson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively. To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts. And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this.
back in. Move, move, move. Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. Red, up. Behind,
On second down, Trubisky. That's complete over the middle to Anderson. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. 23 yards on the play. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him? Double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. They pitch it out to Johnson. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Oh, Trubisky going to throw. That is caught inside the 5. Now the ball comes loose, and the Redskins scoop it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
All I know, partners, that with every play call that came in, there was a little discussion about, hey, we can seal this bad boy. We can really put ourselves in a great spot to take total control. And yet they find a way to cough it up.
Yeah, the 2-score game opportunity eludes them, and now a chance for the other side to come back here.
Yeah, that means defense has to go out there and make some plays themselves. So we call sudden change. Let's see if the defense is mentally ready to take care of it.
He's back to throw. They'll roll him out right. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Flush to his right. That'll be caught right side by Reed. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Ohio!
Back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed him. Instead, 2nd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And a very good return as he takes us all the way up to the 35-yard line. Well, when I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10. Now Johnson. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
So they stay alive in the NFL playoffs, move on to the conference championship, and do you think that the printing press is starting to get those T-shirts and hats ready, my friend?
They have to, Brandon. They have to be ready because if you win, you've got to hand those out on the field right away. And just think about the pressure for the players now. Families are going to be talking.
Look at you go. Okay, you go.